Welcome back to Sarah's Music. Johann Sebastian Bach is one of the best-known and best-loved composers of all time. And here in the Boulez Saal in Berlin, a group of world-renowned musicians have gotten together to celebrate his Chaconne. A little differently, I wonder what Bach would have thought of this. Bach's Chaconne for solo violin has fascinated musicians and composers over the years and has inspired them to arrange the piece for all kinds of different instruments.
I have no idea. Does anybody know what?
Our day in the Boulez Saal began with Guy Braunstein playing the original version of Bach's Chaconne. Who had this wonderful idea of putting all these chaconnes together?
Well, I think it was Daniel Barenboim in the first place. He was exploring a little bit all the more and less known versions, and there are probably millions of them altogether. And I think he made the choice at the end.
It's a great idea because the Chaconne is it's like, for me, the ultimate Bach. It's got everything in it. And then to hear it on all these different instruments, I mean, I think Bach would have really liked that. It's a shame he can't come to the concert.
Are you sure he can't? I mean, come on, Sarah, you can do that. But I mean, Bach himself at the time, he was composing and recomposing and rearranging his own concertos in multiple versions. I think he would have probably loved it.
Do you think the Chaconne works for some instruments better than others? Because, I mean, you have the pure Chaconne, you know, that is your piece. The violin is the king of the Chaconne. Do you think it works in these other arrangements?
You know, I'm so old, I've been working on this piece of music for more than 30 years. Even my teacher at the time, when I was 14, he told me when you're playing something, especially this one, polyphonic, with multiple voices, try to orchestrate it in your head. You have to figure out when you're the three horns, you have to figure out when you're the two oboes, you have to figure out when you're voices, and your imagination is working full time, full gas. And I think we're kind of exploring it out, all these fantasies that the violinist has when he plays it alone, solo on the violin. And instrumentation is only one thing, but sometimes you have to have the bass line in, one time you play it on the G string with the other voices. In other variations, you have to imagine it. And even more difficult, you have to make each and every one of the listeners imagining what the bass line is, what the second line is. There is more than half of it has to be in the head of the listener and of the performer as well.
What goes through your mind when you're playing the Chaconne? What do you see? What do you feel?
First of all, I have to try to make a structure. When the heavy point of the bar, first of all of a single bar, most likely is on the second beat. Sometimes it would be on the first, and then the second would be passive, and then the third would lead to the first. But majority of the time, the first would actually be the resolution of the bar before, and the most important syllable would happen on the second beat.
Can you forget the structure for a little bit and then just be in the emotion of the moment, or is this piece too technically difficult to do that?
Oh, no. Everything I was talking about has been done way in advance.
Since you were 12?
Since I was 12, and since last week, and again, because every time when I try to restructure it again, I would find something that I like less about what I've been doing before. But once I come in this spot on the stage, it's all gone.
In the Boulez Saal today, we also had a Chaconne-inspired world premiere composition for percussion. Für die Probe heute habe ich Chaconne gehört, wie ich es kenne, nur auf verschiedene Instrumente. Aber dein Chaconne ist ein bisschen anders.
Ja, es ist auch eigentlich keine Bearbeitung, es ist eine komplett neue Komposition.
Aber man erkennt Bachs Influences.
Das hoffe ich.
Ich auch. Sonst was machst du hier heute? Avi, welcome back to Sarah's Music. Yes. We were so happy to do this project with you because you're one of our favorites.
Thank you.
But it's a completely different setting. Last time you were on Sarah's Music, we were at a music festival in the depths of Neukölln, and today in the beautiful Boulez Saal. And I just listened to you rehearse. I must say, this is the most intimate chaconne that we've heard today. How does it work for you on the mandolin?
Yes, so of course I ask myself with every piece that I take to arrangement, how should I make it first my interpretation and make it work on the mandolin. So I found that there's a great advantage in playing it on the mandolin because you can play 3 and 4 notes at the same time without having to break the chord like a violin would.
Double stop it, I think.
Exactly. So the first theme is of course chords. So it's a very rhythmical. It's a very clear rhythmical agenda, which the violinist has of course to break.
They play it much more powerfully. Then that's why I loved it. Yeah. My ears suddenly went, "Oh, this is beautiful."
I think that's another point, because I know already that people in the audience come with the chaconne in their head. And that's a great opportunity, not only with the chaconne, but also when I play Four Seasons by Vivaldi. I know that people already come with something in their head, and this is an opportunity for me as a performer to work with that information. So if they expect something to happen, that's a great opportunity to make a surprise, to make a piano instead of a forte, to twist the whole thing so they're kind of waking up and hearing the piece again.
It sent shivers up my spine. It was absolutely beautiful, and this acoustic is perfect for it because it's such an intimate setting in here with people all around you tonight. Yeah. What are the challenges of play? It's a 13, 14-minute piece. I mean, and you get a lot of power out of this tiny, beautiful little instrument. Is a mandolin likes Bach?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think every instrument likes Bach, as every musician likes Bach. And yeah, there's something about the mandolin again that is that can be very pure at the end. And the thing with Bach music is that it's so well written, it's so pure and absolute in the way it's written that no matter what instrument you play on it, it's still not only the chaconne but all the music by Bach. It's still, you hear it's Bach. It's still very powerful.
So Avi, after all this Bach today, I think what's still missing is an arrangement of the Chaconne for horn. Now, I would like you to try it because you're a Sarah's Music Horn Challenge veteran. You remember?
Yes, of course I remember.
Okay, there you go.
I spent all morning.
Good. Bach Chaconne. That's all from Sarah's Music for today.